On this episode of Chicago Beer Pass, I'm back from Ireland, and Nick gives me the lowdown on what I missed at Uppers and Downers. All that and more on this week's episode. Ew, these last 3 weeks of the week. What'd you make it to?
Yeah, because, you know, get a cork popped out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And although it's been a while, you know, we really haven't been in a while. Because we recorded 2 episodes the week before.
Yeah, the Good Beer Hunting episode, and then that week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're on schedule. It just feels like a while because we haven't recorded in 2
right,
weeks.
yeah. But the audience, our loyal listeners, they've been up to speed.
Yeah. Cheers to you guys.
But I am back from Ireland. We are back recording a little late this week, but we're here drinking beer.
Yeah, man, just like old times. We got the Defender, Brad, from the good folks at Haymarket.
Yeah, I saw this on the shelf. I was like, I hadn't picked up some Haymarket beers in a while, and I've been wanting to make a trip over there just because I haven't made it there in a while either. So I was like, let's do it. And Stouts, Ireland, Stouts.
I hear you.
Uppers and Downers,
right.
Stouts.
Yeah, man, and I like the variation on the Haymarket logo, where it's, you know, it's the big H, and then he's like a worker bee, and he's got a mug of beer. But this is like the paper boy, you know, with the same style hat, you know, throwing the paper. And yeah, man, the Defender, American Stout. I remember this beer because it was gold World Beer Cup and gold Great American Beer Fest that same year.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
okay.
like
I forgot about that.
Yeah, best stout in the land.
Okay, it makes
According
sense.
to
They
the
got
awards.
that gold lettering then going.
Yeah.
So nice.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the base for their barrel-aged beer, Indignant, I believe.
Okay,
think so.
makes sense. Yeah, 7%. So, you know, not too bad.
Yeah, a proper hoppy stout, you know, or black IPA in some circles, right?
Yeah, it kind of does. It has that like malt dryness and just overall like just dry feeling that maybe a black IPA might have too.
Yeah, the hoppy stouts that I dig the most locally are probably this one and Close Encounter from Pipeworks with the Martian,
Nice.
the blue Martian lady on it.
Yeah. I also thought picking this up because Haymarket has a new beer out called They Might Suck, right?
Try Not to Suck.
Try Not to Suck.
Yeah, it's a collab between Haymarket and Joe Madden, who's the manager of the Cubs.
Okay.
And it's a German lager, and the proceeds go to Respect 90. Respect 90 is a foundation for homeless and jobless veterans.
Okay.
So yeah, try not to suck.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's in cans now.
Yeah.
I think it just hit shelves, or it's just coming out. So look for that. The label looks awesome. It's very bright. It's a little different than some of the other Haymarket cans. It kind of pops a little more.
Yeah, they're starting to leverage their that space up in Brisbane because they got another collab with. I've seen collabs with them at bars now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they're doing stuff. Good for them.
Nice. So look for that. There's an interview that they did on Mancow this morning.
No kidding.
So I saw some pictures on Facebook of that.
I immediately have visions of like this Delta 88 that I was driving in like the summer of '98 on my way to the West Burbs listening to Mancow in the morning.
Yeah.
Q101 like every morning. That was my routine.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard that name. He's still on the radio.
He's still around. I don't know what radio station it is, but he's out there.
Yeah, because I think Q101 is like a Christian station now.
Oh, it is? I thought, no, it was for a minute.
Oh, yeah?
And then it came back, and now it's back to, like, you know,
all rock.
All rock. Because people, I think, were like, what is this?
Man.
But, yeah, we'll keep knocking back these American stouts as we dive into some topics this week, because I want to hear about uppers and downers.
Yeah, man, uppers and downers, man. This was my second one. So where were we? Pilsen. You know, it's a good party. You don't really have to change much about this party, right? It's we talked about it in the episode with GBH. A couple of things that I noticed right away this year were like there were food this year upstairs from Deucex is right next door, so some of the stuff was from them, and then there was a caterer that came in as well, man.
Yeah, because they usually have like donuts or there's been pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe there was food last year and I just missed it.
You're busy with liquid food.
I was going up and down. I was too busy with that. This year, first thing I did was go straight for the cocktails, man. You know.
Okay, well you were rolling in night crew.
Yeah, I didn't go AM session. I went PM. Josh Riley from the Kankakee Journal was there. You know, it was a good time, man. So uppers and downers, man. The beer that comes to mind was Five Rabbits, man. El Ingo Montoyo, that beer they do with Gaslight and the Costa Rican coffee.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and they put what is it, Dolce de Leche in that. It's an imperial porter with Dolce de Leche, and that beer just makes me happy, man. You know, it was a safe bet. I didn't get to the goose beer. You know what pissed me off too, man, as a beer that I really wanted to get was it was gone by the time I knew they were there. Was Maplewood. Maplewood had a cherry fruiter beer with coffee that people were going nuts over.
That sounds good.
I just didn't get to it, man. I was kicking myself about that. But I did enjoy the Irish coffee.
Okay.
Man. So I'm like, we saw Michael Kaiser. I'm like, so who won the contest? Because the winner was delicious. He was like, dude, some bar in L.A. It was called Bibo Ergum Sum. It's a bar in L.A.
Sounds like you're just making up words. You talk about the Cruz Blanca beer, so a bunch of Spanish words, biba blah bing.
And then he's like, man, the dude he entered the contest, made it whatever party that was that week, flew back to L.A. and he found out he won, and it's like, well, man, what do I do? And they're like, well, don't worry, we'll have Talia Hall, make this cocktail, on your behalf.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Oh, that was great. That's the first thing I had. Oh. Your glass gets oddly kind of filmy, but I didn't care. I'm like, give me the Irish coffee. So this thing had Powers Whiskey, Counterculture Coffee, which is one of the brands they were doing espresso shots. Let's see, it had raspberries, Damara, and apricot.
Nice. I think it was like one of the last nights I was in Ireland, we were drinking Irish coffees. I think I had 2 or 3 that night. Yeah. Or we were listening to music. And what I loved, I'm sure they did this at Uppers and Downers, is every Irish coffee is a fresh espresso pull, right?
Yeah.
So like usually if you get Irish coffee at like a bar or your family's house, it's like the coffee that got made in the morning.
Yeah. Or we just made this drip coffee, whatever.
Yeah, but when you're getting like the fresh espresso pull of it, and then you get the whiskey in there.
Yeah. So. It's a different ball game, and that stuff does matter. And then I like how, and even with everything you tried, if it was like a, it was a mixed, it was Irish coffee or a straight up cocktail, or even some of the beer stations, they took their time and like, wait, I'm not done, and then they properly made every single one.
I gotta shave something on there. I gotta dress this.
I gotta turn the spoon the opposite direction and make sure I get that cream just right. Attention to detail, and like you said, man, like you can dig it after you drink a lot like we do. You can dig the detail.
Right.
Yeah, it was a dope party, man. The Logman and Eagle had a Manhattan-inspired cocktail.
Oh, cool.
Which was kind of cool with a bourbon I never heard of called the Smooth Ambler.
Smooth Ambler, damn. Yeah,
didn't know anything about that, man. It was groovy, man. Grist House in Pennsylvania, or they're in Pennsylvania somewhere. They had a beer called Morning Fields. So it was a wheat ale. It had milk, sugar, and vanilla, but it had coffee and tea. The crew that they partnered with is a coffee and tea house. So they put coffee and tea in the beer. That was interesting.
That sounds good.
Miskatonic brought an old ale that they put coffee in. This year, Cruz Blanca was right in the middle. They were kind of the feature brewery. As soon as you walk in, boom, they're in the middle of everyone else is around in a circle. They're right in the middle.
Okay, because in the middle before it was kind of like tables, like to stand at.
Tables where you could chill. Yeah, and this year there was an emphasis on folks going upstairs. We ended up upstairs like most of the night.
And Guinness was upstairs?
They were pouring almost a full fleet, of their beers plus the coffee offerings.
Okay.
Which was one was a triple with Castara.
Okay, I think they were pouring that last year, right? Because that was the first beer that they brewed out of the Boston.
Out of Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah. So, dude, the Guinness dude had the sweetest little lapel pin. It was the Pelican holding a fresh pint of Guinness. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was so nice. I'm like, dude, how come I never, how come I never get stuff like this in the mail? That thing looked really cool.
No, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. A couple other standouts, man. Yeah, man. That Cruz Blanca. It was a pineapple barrel aged Chardonnay barrel aged saison with cascara. Yeah, that was really cool.
What was the scene like compared to last year? You went to the morning, then this time it was the evening, so you've kind of seen both of them.
Yeah.
How's that different? Like, what's the
No.
audience like?
Remember, I was with you last year.
Yeah, we were in the morning.
Was that in the morning?
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, or the early session.
Yeah,
like,
the early session.
Does it feel different? Is it like a different like?
Yeah, because it was more about like, hey, I'm kind of kicking myself for not trying every single case study, for not trying as many different beers as possible. In the night session, it was like, all right, cool. Listen, I'm out of beer. I'm gonna go downstairs, and if someone tells me to try something, I'll try it that I know, or I'm just going for this one thing I liked again.
Okay,
right?
So you went back to repeats again more often.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was doing a lot more of that. Just more about conversation. It was weird. It was more about just conversating and enjoying the vibe than it was like really getting after every beer. And I'm kicking myself for that. And I think if I went in the morning, I'd have been more dialed in. Like I can remember we did a doubleheader. It was headquarters, and then we went to Stoutfest after that.
Right. Yeah.
In the morning, we were really getting after it. We were trying we were hitting all the marks
At headquarters.
at headquarters.
At Stoutfest, not so much. You did.
So I'm kicking myself for not like really getting after it at this fest.
You think the coffee was just as many people going after the coffee in that night session as you maybe saw in the morning session?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then Cruz Blanca had cotton candy, which is cool. They had a malt-based cocktail with no alcohol at all in
Okay.
it. It was like a malt-based beverage. Yeah, all the espresso shots were on one side, and then, maybe the other 2/3 of the circle was beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still, I haven't gone to the night session, but I would prefer this morning session just because the level of coffee you're going to have, you're ready to rock that day.
Yeah.
You don't want to end that night and be like, okay, what are we doing? And people are like, I'm going to go home. And you're like, what? I'm like amped up and you're ready to go. Mm-hmm. So that's got to be tough for that night crew.
Yeah. And then and just the sheer amount of like coffee roasters that I wasn't aware of. Well, there was Onyx Coffee Labs, and then there were a handful of like out of state coffee producers, but like locally there was a crew called the Kindred Coffee
I don't know
out in
that.
West Chicago that I had never heard of. And then just seeing a bunch of coffee. The coffee and beer options abound. I mean, come on, it's hard to mess up. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metric, PTs, they're in Kansas, Ruby, Sump. Sump was there last year.
Yeah, Sump was there. What were some of my other notes from Uppers and Downers? Apparently there's an Uppers and Downers London and Berlin.
Nice.
Yeah, coming up. Very solid party, man. Glad we went.
Cool. So keep a lookout for tickets for those two. If you're, if for some reason you're listening to a Chicago Beer Pass and you're in London.
I mean, Brad was in Ireland for like 10 days. Like it's not unusual.
Well, I'll be over in London. I'll spread the word too soon.
Yeah. I will name a few beers that I wish I would have tried. The Alarmist Big Shoulders combo. That was their
the Java Juice.
Java Juice. Kind of wanted to try that. Central State. I missed Off Color. I missed Hopewell. Yeah, a lot of misses. All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. This illuminated thing. It was a white stout with peaches, cinnamon, and coffee. It was called Cafe Peachy. Dug that one.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Rolling Meadows was there. That's the crew we had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I really dug that. Oh, 4-letter word. That was a really good one too. Gule Gule. Farmhouse ale with coffee and cascara.
Okay.
I really enjoyed those. They were the lighter beers where they try to pull out more fruit forward coffee notes.
Right.
I really like that angle of this competition. Shout out to Sketchbook because they brought the Belgian double. I'm always looking for
the non-stouts.
The non-stouts. Yeah, I think that's the win at these things.
It's easy to put coffee in your stout, Goose Island. So.
Your barley wine like they did this year. Yeah, it was the barley wine. Yeah, and I think they had a 2017 BCS with coffee.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They got a good framework for that thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time.
Cool. Sounds good. I was sad to miss it, but I was drinking plenty of Guinness out in Ireland.
Oh, dude, you were on the Emerald Isle, man.
Yeah. That was, I didn't make it to anything Chicago related, but I was doing plenty of drinking in Ireland. The craft beer scene there is definitely exploded since I went there, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, there is just a lot more. You can typically find something else that's not Guinness. I don't know what are the staples, like your big macros.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Carlsberg.
Yeah. So you can typically find something kind of local if it's that town that you're in or that county. Like they'll have every county has a beer named, like a brewery named after that, so they'll have that kind of thing.
Do you land in Dublin, or did you go somewhere else?
We went to Dublin, then we were in Belfast.
Okay.
Then we went over to Sligo and down to Galway. So we were all over. So we were driving around.
Every time I think of Belfast, I think of that Sons of Anarchy episode where they kidnapped the kid and they end up in Belfast.
Damn.
So they leave LA and go to fucking Belfast to find this kid.
Okay. But yeah, beer was pretty good there. I don't know. There was a couple standouts. One of the best things I drank that whole week was from Doolin. It was their Doolin Lager. And it was just like a really great lager. That was the same night we were drinking a lot of Irish coffee, so having kind of a little more hop forward Pilsner was really nice.
Yeah, and it's all about the bars over there, right? Like it's not really about hey, let's hit up this new brewery. Here it would be all right, cool, we got some downtime, let's go find a new brewery. Yeah, that's Chicago.
These breweries, we were at some place, that Doolin place, and oh, this is your beer, or because it was brewed for them, or they're part of it. I was like, oh, do you guys brew here? They're like, no, it's out in the country, you can't go there. And even a sister-in-law, she went to a place, they walked there, and they knocked on the door, and the guy's like, nah, you can't come in here. But he'd be gay, but Irish people are so nice. He's like, I'm sorry you made it all the way here. Here's a 4-pack of beer.
Oh,
just
that's
because
cool. It's not like Argus where you just ring the doorbell, no one fucking answers, and you're just well, where do I go now?
So that was cool. But yeah, the breweries, finding the actual place that makes the beer is tough.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely a good time. We were talking to some guy, one of the bartenders at this place called what was it, Dice's, I'm blanking on the name. We were talking about beer, and I mentioned how many breweries we have in Chicago, and so we were going back and forth. And he mentioned he was talking about how their beer is so low. It's 5% is kind of your top.
Yeah.
And he's like, the reason is because Irish like to drink for the long haul. We're Americans are oh, 1 or 2, I'm good for the night. They're like, we got all day here.
We drink all day, all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
You keep them low so you can just keep going.
Yeah. And then I really like the tap handle situation is a little different over there. Everything kind of it's illuminated. It glows.
Yeah, they're kind of nice.
Yeah, and I'm we don't see that a lot here. But everywhere over there has it.
Yeah. So some good beers. I have a stout that we may open up for one of the beer reviews here. So check that out on the YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to say. I didn't make it to the Guinness factory, but I had been there, or the Guinness experience, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that'd be going to something on Michigan Avenue here. Right.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
One and done kind of thing.
I hear you.
Cool.
Very cool.
Did you make it anything else then?
Man, I went out to Evil Horse down in Crete. They were talking about how they got this new promo about the trail, the Dixie Highway Brewery Trail. Yeah, okay. So the Dixie Highway Brewery Trail is a collection of 8 breweries. It starts on the south side in Beverly at Horse Thief Hollow, and then it goes all the way out to Crete, where they are, which is kind of the edge. That's the edge of civilization right there. It's Crete, Illinois.
So who's on the highway?
Let's see who's on the highway. We got Blue Island, Vice District, Evil Horse, Flossmoor Station, Rabid, which is also in Homewood, One Trick Pony. Yeah, and that's your collective.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's Malt Row. There's the Chicago Brewing District.
This is dangerous. I do not drive on this highway late
Dude,
at
and
night.
there's 8 fucking breweries, and they're nowhere near each other. I'm not. They're. It's not the same neighborhood. That's what I meant to say. I'm not gonna say they're like super far apart, but it's not the same. These breweries are not in the same neighborhood. This is more of a cruise, like kind of like like if you got some downtime and you want to leave the city, you do something like this. Oh, but the whole point of the trail is because they're setting up a Oktoberfest festival in at Balmoral, which is a decommissioned racetrack out in Will County.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so it's like, hey, if you hit all 8 breweries and get your trail passport stamped, you are entered into VIP tickets. You enter to win VIP tickets to the fest in October. So they're just trying to drum up some momentum around the notion of hitting a ton of breweries outside the city.
Not in one day.
Not in one day. Yeah, exploring the trail.
Exploring the trail. Okay, I like that.
Experiencing Chicagoland, outside
Yeah.
of the city, sort of thing.
That makes sense. Yeah. Nice. I don't know anything about Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit sits. There's a strip mall with like a Jewel Osco and a Home Depot in it, right? And then behind the Home Depot is a brewery.
Okay.
It's kind of it's not your normal setup.
Oh man, is that the pass or is that like
No.
that looks like the thing you get at the hotel to
Yeah.
tell you about like these are the attractions around.
It's a trifold, right? Because it's pretty far down there. Like
Yeah.
I think so from downtown you're talking like 30 miles.
Okay.
Like where we are near Evanston, man. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's legit. It's a legit hour 10 to get to Crete.
Oh, so it does have little stamps here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I like the approach, man, because like you were saying, like you got roots in the West Burbs. A lot of people have roots outside the city, or you have people that you want to go see that are not in the city. Like this kind of opens up, your inspiration to want to go do something outside the city. I know it does. Like I have nephews in Crete, so the first thing I'm thinking is, hey, Crete's not that bad. I'm gonna go see my nephews after this.
Man, a trend of these places though are they are not open Mondays and Tuesdays. Blue Island, they're open Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh, did we say
Vice District.
Horse Thief Hollow and Open Outcry were the other 2 we left off for 8 total.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. 8 total. So it actually starts on like 110th Street and goes down to, if you're in Crete, you're talking like 225th Street, essentially,
Okay.
right? Something like that. So
What are the food, family? Nice. This is a nice little brochure. It has some good info on here.
that's cool. Yeah, it sounds like something that Blue Island kicked off, and then Horse Thief Hollow's not Horse Thief Hollow, but Evil Horse, man, because there's so many horses. There's Horse Thief Hollow, there's One Trick Pony, and there's Evil Horse.
Yeah.
But Evil Horse is kind of saying, listen, since the festival is closest to us, we'll go ahead and take the lead on this project. So
Cool.
yeah, so that's cool. That's the other thing I did this week.
Nice. And they are all of these except Horse Thief Follow and Rapid are dog friendly.
Yeah,
So
nice. Oh, so you can take your dag.
yeah.
You take your dag on.
I know there's always people looking for that. Especially as it warms up.
Yeah, you need the thing. Like you need the experience set up for you, and then once it's set up, people are gonna do it. Yeah. So that's cool.
Cool. And with Illinois Craft Beer Week coming up, you could spend your week on the Dixie Highway.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
So yeah, man. That was my week, man.
That was your week. That was my week. Back in America land, drinking America Stouts.
It was a good one. This is a good one to come back to, man.
Yeah, I felt like I was drinking plenty of stouts over there,
Yeah.
especially Guinness. Like, I don't know. I also drank some Coors Light because Coors Light is supposedly different over there. It tastes about the same. I don't know. They say it's different.
Okay.
I was told that it was different, so I had it. I was like, okay, that's Coors Light. One crazy thing is we were somewhere and Corona, people were ordering Coronas
Really?
as like, I feel like it was their shit beer or their High Life,
Hams,
their
whatever,
hams,
yeah.
their Paps. They were ordering Coronas. Like it was like a thing.
Dude, we've all had a Corona phase. Some of us have had a Cornitas phase. I love the little Cornitas, man. They're so cute.
Yeah, no, they're fine, but Ireland, you are so far.
It's the last thing I would order is a Cornita in fucking Ireland. Yeah.
Right.
But if I was Irish, right, and I'd be like, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
It's gotta be like, it's not good in the United States because it's a clear bottle. You know, you're just having issues there. In Ireland, this isn't gonna work out for you.
Man, if you go to, Coronaville or wherever the fuck they make Corona, it's not gonna be. It's not like going to St. James Gate. It's gonna be, it's gonna taste the same there probably.
The people that I saw drinking it too, they got their lime. They drop it in. I don't think they know you got to flip it. They just pushed it in. Like,
push it in. Oh,
you got to turn it up to
Man, it's been so long, man.
Right? I feel like that you have to do that, right? Isn't that a thing?
Man.
But they didn't do that.
Corona. That's brilliant marketing though. Whoever said, "Hey, make sure everybody has a lime." Mm-hmm. That's the that kind of separates them from everybody in that macro spaces.
Why didn't they ever make lime Corona? Like there's Bud Light Lime.
There is Bud Light Lime.
Make lime Corona.
Yeah.
Let's save some limes.
Save Brad from getting
save the limes.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was weird. I was like, "What, Corona?"
That's a bit odd.
Yeah, it almost made me want to get one, but then I thought better of myself.
And you snapped to it and was like, "Wait a second.
Why would I?
I'm not getting a Corona."
Yeah.
We're drinking out of this Heartland Symposium glass.
The Heartwood.
Heartwood Symposium. That was the 2012 Brewers Association Craft Brewers Conference that was in Chicago. I want to say it was the last time I was in Chicago.
Yeah, it was.
And I noticed it because the last time I had that actual beer that they made. Well, you made a documentary about this beer.
Yeah.
And then I had this beer. Last time I had it was at Haymarket.
Nice.
When we did
Didn't we open up a can or a bottle here?
Did we open one up here?
I think we did.
We didn't like it. Did we like it?
No, it is not.
It's this day in the sun is gone.
It's 9 years now because the Craft Brewers Conference is happening right now,
in Denver of all places.
Yeah. So 9 years ago that Heartwood was made. So.
It's got to come back, man. I say next year, man. It needs to come back here. NBA All-Star Game is coming here for the first time in 30 years. We need the Craft Brewers Conference to make a return to Chicago.
That'd be good.
Because I want to go. I just don't feel like leaving town.
True.
I've never left town for CBC. I'll go for GABF. CBC.
You went to Portland?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did go to Portland. Portland was good.
Yeah.
Portland was good.
But Denver, please.
Yeah, man. Come on. Anywhere but Denver. Right?
Yeah. That should be the call for the Craft Brewers Conference. Anywhere but Denver.
Anywhere but Denver.
Nice. All right. Enough of that. What's happening?
Now we're rambling.
What's happening this week? Anything? I know this episode is we're recording on Friday. It may not come out today. It might come out Saturday over the weekend. Yeah. But anything people should have checked out or grabbed tickets for? Or?
Saturday, April 6th is Saison Day at Off Color.
Okay.
So it sounds like a collab between Off Color and Allagash. So Allagash is showing up. They're bringing 4 of their fun beers, and Off Color's going
Tap Takeover. Yeah. Style.
Invasion, Yeah, so Off Color and Allagash are getting together for Saison Day.
Cool.
Yeah. It reminds me that Orval Day was last. We missed Orval Day during your time in
Ireland. Oh, damn. So we'll probably dive into some more events next week because, it's the end of the week. We'll be recording again. Come back. We'll ramble some more.
I have more events next week, too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What about some news? What's been happening?
Give you some news. I just want to shout a few places I went in the last couple of weeks, man. We went to Mars. That was the unofficial after party for us after Uppers and Downers. They got an arcade now. They had this one room that was kind of like just like almost like an art art exhibit. Now it's a full-on arcade, free play. Very cool. At Mars.
That's awesome.
Went to Three Floyds, went to Windmill, which is down the street from Three Floyds.
Is that a bar?
It's a brewery.
Brewery?
Yeah, it's a brewery. They actually did a collab with Microphone last year. And Windmill's stuff is like all haze, and then like some hoppy farmhouse stuff.
Interesting.
Just as good as the haze. They're sneaky good.
Okay.
And then Sound Growler. Went to Sound Growler. I got the
tacos.
No, I didn't get the tacos. Got the orange haze.
Oh, that's good, right?
Orange
That's
haze.
good.
Orange haze 6-pack.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not the juice good.
No.
But it's good.
It is. It is delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the better things I've had this week. Yeah. And I shout out to Half Acre too, man. Went up there and got something called Melt Forever. It's their haze with lemon.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Oh, all right. News. We talked about dogs earlier. Small Bar Logan, the last small bar.
The only small
The
bar.
only small bar. They announced plans to construct a rooftop tiki bar / dog park. It's gonna come with an obstacle course for your dogging, man.
Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing
Yeah.
at all. That's gonna be
A
pretty funny.
rooftop tiki dog park.
That's gonna be good, man. I got a dog. I'm taking this dog to this. This opens in 2 weeks allegedly.
All right.
I'm down for that, man. Oscar Blues is in the news because they're getting sued by Guns N' Roses. So the Oscar Blues has a beer called the Guns N' Rose Ale, and it looks just like fucking GNR's logo.
Funny.
Yeah, so they're being sued.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is like, hey, we're still here.
What you will not be doing is the Guns N' Rose.
But then
what kind of shit is that? You're gonna do a gun and with the N, like Guns N' Rose.
But then Guns N' Roses would be like, oh wait, maybe this is a good idea because someone might listen to us now.
You know, that Motley Crue documentary came out on Netflix. I've been playing Motley Crue like every week since it came out. Yeah. Stone is in the news, man, because they won a preliminary injunction motion against Miller Coors for that Keystone thing.
Yeah.
So Keystone came out with these cans that just say Stone in huge letters. So they're on the way to winning their suit against Miller Coors, you know, because it confuses folks. You know, it says Stone, and then there is also a brewery named Stone. That's probably not the thing to do, just like the GNR thing.
I think Stone has the case, and they should win this. Mm-hmm. It does not confuse people because they are two different drinkers.
That is true. Mm-hmm. That is true. They are two different drinkers. One more bit of news on Stone, man. They built a brewery in Berlin, and you know, it got off to a slow start. So they sold it to BrewDog. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So BrewDog has bars around the world. They got like 20 of them, 20 bars around the world, and they're based in Scotland. They have a bar in Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably they're like, hey, we understand this Europe, this Germany thing a little better than you. So we'll go ahead and buy your brewery.
That's nice. Yeah, cool.
That's pretty cool for them, man.
Speaking of Stone, we were spreading rumors that they were going to buy that or go into the Beta Brow space.
Yeah, that was one of the rumors.
But that didn't happen. This news happened, I think, maybe in the weeks between us recording. Moody Tongue.
That's a dark horse right there.
What?
Yeah,
Moody Tongue's going
Tongue.
into the giant space that
man.
is Beta Brow.
It's a 15 barrel system over there with these massive, I'm going to say like, you know, not 90s, but probably like 30 barrel, 60 barrel fermenters in this
They're
joint.
big.
This was a big operation that Beta Brow was running.
With a huge, like, I don't know, like dining room bar. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, it's like a modern German beer hall. And adjacent to that was an event space. And then there's this massive floor downstairs that they use to do everything from concerts to like mud wrestling and shit. Like they just had a ton of space. Their space was dope. I'm glad someone's using it. But yeah, I don't know. This Moody Tongue thing is interesting because like when you go to Moody Tongue in Pilsen, like the aesthetic is totally different from German beer hall. And that's what Beta Brow was. It was modern German beer hall. So they're gonna have. I don't wonder how that's gonna transfer over because it sounds like they're moving. It's not a addition. They're moving.
Right. They kind of outgrew that space.
Yeah.
But I bet they have to do some build up because before Beta Brow went away, we had them on and the chef. That kitchen sounded like it was tiny.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make chocolate cake in that tiny kitchen? Man. So you got to build that out. I bet they offer like a full menu now. Makes sense for what they want to do, what Jared does.
Yeah, and then it sounds like they're selling a lot of beer in China, right? Like they're opening up. They're beyond like just trying to service Chicago. Like they're a Chicago brewery, but they got their eye on taking over the world, man.
Were they at the? I know I saw Instagram stories from Pipeworks and Beguile. They were at the Beijing Craft Beer Fest. Was Moody Tongue there?
That's interesting. I don't know.
They're selling all this beer in China.
Man, better have some of your
you gotta
emperor's steeped Saison.
You gotta be at the fest, right?
Lemon Saison.
Maybe they were there, but I just didn't.
Yeah, they do make good beers. It's an interesting play
I don't
because
even think Modi Tongue does social media. I don't even see anything.
Yeah.
Never. But
but yeah, man, like their approach is different for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder because we were thinking, we're like, man, is Moody Tongue like, are they need to make that much more beer? Like I kind of figured like the place they were in was kind of comfortable for them, but they're kind of like, nah, man, go beer, go home.
yeah, like you said, that beer's it's around here.
Yeah.
But it's not really around. Like like people don't have it.
Yeah. I seen at Benny's. I picked up some gingerbread.
Yeah.
Barrel aged gingerbread stout over the winter. I picked up a single bottle of that. It came in 4-packs. I picked up a single bottle of that over the winter. But yeah, it's like kind of, it makes the rounds. I'm more likely to go to that spot in Pilsen than I am to pick it up in the store.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have it there. I'd rather have one glass of that versus the 4-pack. Be like, oh, let me have it here. Let me try a few different things.
Let's get these oysters, or if it's post game, let's get this chocolate cake. Let's go, right? But that's my Moody Tongue experience.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can translate that because that's a good vibe in Pilsen. That's really like, shit, it's on the short list. If somebody's in town and like, where should I go? I'm like, man, you should probably get your ass to Moody Tongue.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, maybe we'll try to talk to Jared or something, get him on, find out what's up.
Good call. Yeah. So we got Argus and we got Moody Tongue. We should probably get on there.
Yeah.
Or go there.
They're
One
like
or two.
right down the street from each other, right? Close.
No, Mister. I live in Wicker Park. No, they're not.
You're on the other side.
You're like, oh well, clearly all this shit is south of Soldier Field. So yeah, it's like right next to each other.
Yeah, once I'm on the other side of 290 there. I have no concept of how far stuff is.
All right, man. Let's talk about Wrigley Field, man. Wrigley Field announced their beer lineup. It's baseball season. White Sox won their home opener today. Let's go, White Sox. Nice. Oh, but the beer lineup at Wrigley Field came out. Zombie Dust is on tap, along with Gumball Head.
Oh, okay.
How about that? Just going to run through some of the craft offerings because none of this shit was on tap there last year. Except for Lagunitas. They were there last year.
Okay.
Revolution's got 3 taps. Half Acre's going to have 2 taps. Goose Island's got 10 taps.
Well,
yeah. Surprise. But you got a little Beguile Blonde, a tap for Brooklyn. And I don't know if these are taps. But, Cruz Blanca's going to be there with Mexico Calling. That's their lager.
Okay.
Yeah. So we won't say taps. We'll just say beer offerings.
Do you think this has anything to do with also Three Floyds coming out in cans?
Coming out in cans. And then according to...
you can't beat a baseball beer without cans.
This is a fact. And they're almost they are almost kind of like... Although they were out front with like big-ass hoppy beers all year. Even their American Barley Wine is hoppy as fuck. But they're kind of like taking their time coming out with cans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with Rev and Half Acre just kind of like Rev out the gate.
Right.
Yeah. And then apparently they built another brewery just for cans that was an old like Whole Foods distro in Munster.
Damn.
So
okay.
they're not even doing the cans at
the space.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. But
how much do you think a Gumball Head is at a baseball game?
Last time I was at Wrigley like maybe 3 years ago, Matilda was going for like $11 a pop, and it was a bottle of Matilda.
Right. So
you might cost
12 to 15 for a Gumball Head.
I mean, I'm gonna say over under is like $13 on a cup of Gumball Head. When Zombie Dust comes, 15, easy. That's easy money. Yeah. $15 all day if they put Zombie Dust on. And I had Zombie Dust recently, man. It's fine. But it was a Citra when it came out. The original Zombie Dust was a single hop Citra, and it was money.
Yeah.
And it's not that anymore. It's fine, but it ain't what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like craft beer and will support this, but if I'm at a baseball game, I'm not throwing down $15 for a beer.
This is smart. You come out the gate with Gumball and what was the other one?
Zombie Dust.
No. Gumball and probably
Pride and Joy. Robert the Bruce.
You come out the gate with Gumball Head and Robert the Bruce. Bring them in with that 12. Halfway through the season, off the top rope, Zombie Dust 15. Let's go. That's what. Robert the Bruce, man. You know, it's funny, when I went to Fliz this week, that's the first beer I got.
What? You like missed them?
I'm telling you, man, the $6 for the Scotch Ale in the Nik pint. Look, man, yeah.
So you got it on price?
Yeah, my buddy got the full bottle of the horchata. I was like, you Brad Chmielewski here with this fucking horchata beer? The full bottle of the brewery horchata ale.
Oh, nice.
I was like, fuck that. Robert the Bruce, please. And it was delicious. It was delicious, man. At like 11 o'clock and on like a Monday. It was great.
Not even price on Gumblehead or Zombie Dust. Those beers you just crush, right?
Yeah.
Like you're also at a baseball game, you go through beer fast.
Yeah.
You're not even enjoying it.
It's the luxury item if you're just talking everyday crushable beers that you would drink out of a bottle or a can. If you look at the whole Reyes lineup, right, where there's a little something or Anti-Hero or Daisy Cutter, the luxury item in that lineup is fucking Zombie Dust, right? That's that, So yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah.
But that's awesome for Wrigley.
Because their beer selection is dragging ass. Because out at Sox Park, there's like 70 craft beers, and I think they're just they're paying attention to what people drink.
Yeah.
So good for them. Yeah. Oh, also in the news, man, that Spanish brewery that bought Founders a few years ago, Mal San Miguel. They're teaming up to buy 40% of Avery out in Colorado.
Oh.
And this is combined with the 30% they bought last year, so they own 70%.
Yeah, I was like, I thought they already, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, Mal San Miguel has been a family-owned Spanish brewery for 125 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're calling it a Mal San Miguel Founders purchase because Founders will have decision making. They'll be at the table when it's time to make decisions going forward. On what Avery does.
You want Founders making decisions, though?
The fucking Founders, man. Yeah, man. They got some fucked up policies that Founders. It's something like basically like, when you sign to work here as an employee, you give up all rights to challenge us if something happens to you, like if they're calling you racial slurs or if you're being sexually harassed, you give those rights up as an employee of Founders, which is so fucking, oh man. That's horrible.
Yeah, we never got into it here.
I never got into it. But yeah, that's brutal Founders. I pass on Founders a lot now over that shit, and I like Founders. It's easy to find. It's always delicious, but they're run by some fucking assholes. So there's that. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's just the news, man.
Man, we're going on a downer. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back in a few days. But where can people find you? Get in touch, Nick.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Website, chicagobeerpass.com. YouTube page, check that out. Like I said, we'll probably have another Irish stout we're going to be drinking. Lots of stuff going up there. Just there's so much beer. We just can't. Once a week, we can't cover it all.
There's so much beer.
So much beer. It's exhausting. All right, take care.
Cheers.